Yes, sir. My name is Zakashi, guys, and in this video here, we're going to be doing a best teams and equipments for the better unit. We're going to be talking about ZAMASU. He is an insane unit. We have to look at him. If you watched my actual best teams and equipments for TV, that's what I call them. That's what you should call them too. Trunks and Vegeta. I looked sick, like unwell, but I'm fine. This is recorded in the same day. It was probably just that I was sleep deprived, but I'm good now. But yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 40,000 subscribers, hopefully 35k by the end of the year. All my social media is going to be on the bottom of the screen. It's the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and a Discord link, all in the description below. So make sure to check me on all of those. But yeah, I also want to point out I live stream every single day. So if you ever see me live 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. GMT, make sure to tap in. It's always a good time, always a fun time. But yeah, man, I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Let's actually get into the video now. Alright, so cool. One thing I like to put out in this video for you guys to take away for further team building whenever you are team building is to actually sort your characters in a certain way. So if I go to my character list, you can see here that I have it sorted by element. The filter here doesn't really matter, but I like to just keep it sparking. But the main thing you need to know is that you should sort it by element so that you can actually easily find characters. If I show you, if you probably have it sorted by power level, you think, oh, because power level, higher power level means better unit. That's not always the case. If we look at a certain character here, so if I show you someone, let's look at this red Super Saiyan Goku. Do you think he's better than Beast Gohan? There's absolutely no way. But in terms of power level, you can see he's above. But it's not very accurate. And it makes it harder to find people because you'll be basing it off their power level and you have to memorize it. It makes it much harder to find people. But if you sort it by element, you'd actually be able to find people a lot easier because you know it goes in the color of the power of the color wheel. And if you're new, you'd actually be able to actually build the teams easier. So you got blue, green, purple, yellow, red. On top of the fact that you can also help yourself to actually formulate a team of every single element so that you can avoid other elements that might be in your way, which is actually a big thing. So that's one thing I want to point out for you guys. Always sort it by element, and probably just to keep your sparkings and ultras on, easiest way for you to actually build the team that is most effective for you. Now, because we're dealing with ZAMASU here, he's the blue on future, but he also has some other tags. So if we look at him, you go to show details. He has future, god key, regeneration, and you need to know that he's the blast type on his Z ability, even though he's a defense type. Best bet is to actually build him defensively, but you can go either way. He doesn't have many equipments, but we'll get to that later. But I feel like the best and only team to actually build him on right now is actually Future. Future is a very solid team and you can get very far with it. He's very good on Future. So what I'd actually go here is actually go to filter and actually change the character tag. Is what I usually do is to actually change it to Future, so you can actually get a look at the Future units. So if I go to Future here, you can see what Future units exist. So you can see there's ZAMASU, of course. He's going to be your main blue. You don't need nobody else. For the green, you could have this guy, very, very solid. But what I'm actually going to do is use this guy because I only have Trunks at 3 stars. So I'm going to put Vegeta on. And then for the purple, I wouldn't bring one in this case because I feel like the purples would hold me back. Maybe if I had like a 14-star cell, I might consider it and put him on leader. But I don't have a high 14-star cell. Rose, if I had him 40 stars, I might consider him. And if this Vegeta Zenkai's, I would consider him. If we go to yellows, you don't need one except for the tag new unit. I'm talking about the other ones you don't need. Like you could use Future Han if you don't have the tag TV. That's what we're calling them. But of course, you want to make the team as blast orientated as you can, because literally everybody's gonna have blast abilities. And for a red, I wouldn't recommend one either. You don't really need one. Let's like the revival cell here, Zenkai's. Now, what I've actually gone and done is actually held a Future team with 3 single units, and they all have Zenkai buffs. So this guy's got the tag switch. So you know he's yellow. He would be type advantage against purples, and that would make him weak against, or no, strong against red. And then when he switches, he'd be strong against red and weak against purple, but he's usually strong against purple and weak against red. So it's a good element that you can actually go ahead and have an advantage over purples at a base level, but then you can also have another unit that is actually strong against reds on the occasion you tag switch, just like ZAMASU. But what I'm going to do here is actually put these 3 on, and I'll explain why I've got them on. So you got Trunks there for the yellow, Goku black, and then I'm going to take off the Future tag for this one and actually go to my greens, and the third one here is actually Beerus. Now, the reason I've got this team is because, for one, they're all Future. They are all also God Key, but these 2 are also Vegeta Clan. So, if we look at these guys' kit, we know that they work in a way where they give benefits based on what tag you are. Future Clan, I said Future Clan, Future and Vegeta Clan, you can see there in there for the allied members. So, this guy will be eating off both of those, but this guy's really good because he's a sniper. What that means is that when he pops his ultimate, he locks you in. When that lock-in activates, you're not going to be able to actually like switch out. Nobody can switch out. As soon as you press it, there's no cover change time, because the cover change happens after the fact the card's activated on the person. So he's good, and if you build in blast based, you can get advantages out of that. Having a Zenkai buff for all of them is good, on top of the fact that all of the Zenkai buffs have very good blast orientated Z ability. So the Zenkai buff here, the Z ability is defense, but the Zenkai buff here is good for ZAMASU, and because he's the main unit here, we're going to be using him. If you wanted to also, you could actually take this guy off, and you could Zenkai buff using where's the blue Goku? Here we go. Blue Goku, he Zenkai buffs God Key. You can see here, blast attack and defense would actually be better, in fact. So you can actually get some offenses off the Z ability as well, but then you would lose out on the percentage difference for the blast defense. So depending on how you want to go with it, personally, because I've got decent stars, I'm actually going to go for the Goku blue. I'd rather a bit more blast attack, and he also gets the Zenkai buff. These two get the Z abilities. The Z ability here spreads all over the whole team, and it's a Zenkai buff for green God Key, which is the Vegeta. Works very well. You can see there the Z ability is blast attack and defense as well for God Key, and then we've got the same thing here, but it's future, as you're going to see. So you can see here blast attack for future, and then the Zenkai buff for the TV. So it's very solid there. This is the main team I've been using for ZAMASU. I literally just figured it out on stream recently. I actually would prefer the Vegeta over the Super Saiyan Trunks, because the Super Saiyan Trunks ultimate is not stronger as well, especially the fact that this guy damage stacks, they damage stack, and this guy's endurance. You're just solid with this team for sure. Now we're getting into some equipments for ZAMASU. The equipment shouldn't take too long. We've got this equipment here, me the Invincible, Almighty, and Divine. Double defense, health, and health restoration. Quite solid. You get it from the Ultimate Equipment Collection. The Platinum for Future Saga, you should just have a couple of them if you want to use Future. We got this equipment here, I'll send it back. The reason it's good is because you'd always be using the tag TV with them, so you'd actually get blast defense per element yellow, which is 15%, and it's pure. It's not the regular pure. I like to mention it as the fact that you would actually be getting a multiplier instead of actually a base amount. You can see there's base health and base strike defense, but you actually just get the full blast defense. There's no base behind it, so a multiplier is obviously better than addition, but then the multiplier only works if you already have a good base number. But with the Zenkai buffs that already exists, so this is going to be good here. I'll send it back how you get it. You get it from the Legends Road, Turtle Medal Gold, or you can go to the Equipment Medal shop. This equipment, I wouldn't really recommend it, but I have one, so I'm going to mention it. You get some strike attack, which is not what you want, but the blast defense is good, and this bit here, the strike damage cut against green when health is below 50%, would actually keep you alive just that bit longer, especially because the tag 4s are in the meta. This equipment, of course, if you can get the third slot quite good, you'd actually be very, very safe around greens, or much more than you would be before. And if you want to know where you get this in the Z Medal Exchange shop. Now, unfortunately, you can't get this Awakening, the actual memory for it at the moment, so maybe it'll be available soon. But you can see here it's got a bunch of stacked defenses to actually make ZAMASU the defensive menace that you need him to be, especially because he has endurance. But unfortunately, you can't get the Awakening, but you can still actually grind the non-awakened version, which is actually decent. It's not better, of course, but it's decent as well. You can see Regeneration Blue, and you can get this from the Equipment Medal shop. This is probably the last one, but we've got this equipment here, Awakened. You've earned yourself a little reward. Number 1, you get some strike defenses out of it, Q recovery, and both offenses. Future Trunk Saga, you can get this from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop. But if you want the unawakened version, which I actually don't recommend, even though it does give you singly blast attack, you might as well get both with the awakened. You can actually get it from here, but you can't even put it on him because it's range type, so you specifically need the awakened type anyway. I just noticed that, so yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, you need this for the obviously awakening, and then you get the awakening memory from the Zenkai Ultra Space Time Rush shop. But yeah, that's gonna end out the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Hopefully it was useful, considering that literally ZAMASU is proven to be better than the TV unit, but maybe things will change because this is like a day 1 opinion. Let me know what you guys think, but overall I just hope this was useful. If you haven't already, make sure to press the subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 40,000 subscribers. All my social media links going to be on the bottom of the screen. This is the YouTube channel. We've got Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, Instagram, and the Discord link all in the description below, so make sure to check me out on all of those. I also want to point out again, I live stream every single day, so if you see me live, tap in, man. 9 PM, 11 PM GMT every single day. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys for watching. My name is Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.